Hey everybody, here's a Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report between my Bretonnian army and an Orc and Goblin army. 2,250 points. This is for a league we're playing in, which is kind of an extended tournament. We're playing a scenario called Psychological Warfare, so all banners and BSBs give double combat res points, but they also, you gain more points for them in scenario objective points if you capture banners. So here's his list. He's got some squig hoppers on my far right, the bolt thrower, 5 wolf riders fast cav. He's got a level 1 shaman squirrel caddy on a chariot. He's got 11 boar boys with a hero level character BSB. Behind it he's got a lord character general on a wyvern. He's got a giant bolt thrower, 5 more fast cav wolf riders. He's got some the ones that are primed black are, let's see, they're boar savage orcs. Yeah, they're savage orcs. So they get an attack. They're frenzied. That's 2 attacks, and they have a banner to give them 3 attacks. So 3 attacks, strength 5, plus all those boars. That's a nasty unit. And then the gold one is a Dogs of War regiment. I don't know the name of it, but they're heavy cavalry, and he's got a goblin on a character on a wolf. Then he's got some spider riders in the forest. So it seems to me with three fast cav units, he's definitely planning to set up baits, especially with my knights errant, but to force me into situations where I have to charge him and then counter charges with his heavy cavalry, I would assume. So to counter it, on my right flank I've got a big block of knights errant, got some Pegasus knights with my 23-man men-at-arms unit. I've got my general monster killer hanging out in front of his giant and his wyvern. Got 8 knights of the realm with my BSB. Got 5 grail knights with a level 1 damsel, scroll caddy. Got 9 knights errant for my second unit. 5 fast cav, trebuchet, 18 skirmishing archers, and then 3 more Pegasus knights. So here we go, turn 1. He gets the choice. He decides to go first. His squig hoppers really zoom out there, probably too far, because I'm pretty sure, well, matter of fact, in hindsight, I know I can charge him my first turn. He didn't think so. Matter of fact, I think he started this game thinking that my charge reach was only 14 inches. And sometime during turn 1, I mentioned that it was 16 inches, and that really caught him off guard, which may have affected his decisions here. But he was basically trying to do a bait and flee with his fast cav in front of his squig hoppers. He moved his cavalry up. Everybody else, he had just inched forward a little bit. And you can see on this side of the board, he's definitely leery of my knights. And over here, he made really his first blunder of the game with those spider riders. He put him within easy charge reach of my Pegasus knights and angled such that if I charge him and he flees, he's going off the board. So giving me some real easy points and very easily taking a unit of his fast cav off. So Brett, turn 1. How often do you get on turn 1 4, 5, I believe 5 charge arrows out on the board? I decided to take my Pegasus knights and my knights errant against his wolf riders. I think he's going to flee. Both of them have the reach to get those squig hoppers, and I really don't want them attacking back, so I want to get as many hits on them as possible. Taking my general and my Knight of the Realm unit into his big block of boars in the middle, because I know they're combat res heavy, they're tough as nails, got a 3-up armor save. I need all the kills I can get on them, and I'm hoping that that'll be enough with those 2. And on this side of the board, of course, I charge with my Pegasus knights. So predictably, his fast cav flee. They flee right through his squig hoppers, and I am now in combat with them. He surprised the heck out of me. He fled with his big unit of boar boys, and they fled out and popped out on the other side of his general. So my Knight of the Realm unit just has a failed charge of 8 inches, whereas my general, because he's a flyer, he gets full 20-inch movement. And that was unfortunate. It landed me 1 inch in front of his general. And this is just, I chased his spider riders off the board. And here's another picture, not sure why that's a duplicate. That's what the board looks like. And you can see his fast cav in the middle suffered from animosity. That was a real shame. I think that's why he hung back with his cavalry on my left, because he didn't have those fast cav available to help redirect. And on the left side of the board, I take my fast cav and position it such that his big unit of cavalry over here they can't turn, they can't do much. So I plan on just being a nuisance. During the shooting phase, my stone thrower veers off, doesn't do anything. My 18 archers shoot at his fast cav, and obviously kill 2. They fail their test, and they flee off the board turn 1. Killed all of the squig hoppers except 1. He didn't do any wounds back, broke him in combat, chased him, which made his fast cav flee again. I don't know what the rule is on that, if we should have caught them because they were already fleeing, or if they just flee again, if you can flee twice in the same turn. We didn't think much about it, I just assumed they fled. One thing I'm confused at now is his shaman on the chariot had to take a test and it fled, and for the life of me I can't figure out why that is, because nobody was broken in combat within 6 inches of it, I don't think. And the fast cav shouldn't have fled through it. Maybe they did, I don't know. But anyway, his shaman in the chariot failed its panic test and fled off the board, and that's using the general's leadership. So I think he rolled a 10 on that. So that was unfortunate. I mean, I'm glad to see it off the board, but I hate to see just rotten luck like that. So turn 2, his fast cav rallies. He moves his giant over so he can charge my Pegasus Knights or my Knights Errant. I mean, obviously my Pegasus Knights are gonna flee away. But anyway, he takes his general on the Wyvern into my general. He kind of does a shuffle over with his cavalry. These guys are just really in a bind. I think he thought that he was positioning such that I still couldn't reach him. But I was looking at it, pretty sure I was within range. And shuffling over with that Dogs of War unit doesn't do any good, because I'm just going to take my fast cav and just shuffle over with them and make sure he can't charge. So I'm not sure what he was thinking there. Shoots his bolt thrower, and it kills one guy, and on the second one he rolls a 1 to wound, and so his shooting phase is letting him down, his magic phase is gone. Just a real rotten start to the game for him. Charges into my general, and my general's set up now that his save, he has a 4-up armor save, and then of course a 5-up ward save, and proved to not be enough against this. So general's dead. He breaks and runs down the Royal Pegasus and lands out of the charge reach of those 2 units. I had him set up hoping that if my general did break, well, I didn't set him up. One was a failed charge anyway, but my hope was that if my general broke, that I'd be able to countercharge with my Knights of the Realm and my Pegasus and my men-at-arms. So him rolling so high on his pursuit was very, very unfortunate for me, because now I have a terror-causing, flying, tough-as-nails model behind my lines. So turn 2 starts, and I have to take a terror test because the Wyvern and both those units pass, and I have to take terror test because the Giant and both units fail. That was unfortunate. The lucky thing was both of them stopped short of going off the board, and literally by less than half an inch each. So in the middle, I'm just kind of holding because I don't want to get charged by those boars. I'm out of sight of his general, so I'm not too worried about him this turn. Make all those charges, as you can see. And poof, 2 big units of heavy cav off the board. Huge sigh of relief. My opponent at this point is saying he's probably lost the game to a massacre, and I'm thinking, you know, it's not looking good for him, but he's got some real tough characters left that I'm going to have a hard time dealing with. But yes, I'm definitely feeling better getting those guys off the board.